Are we ready?
We're ready.
All right. Dad jeans.
What is his route to the camps, like where he starts rounding people up?
It's the first terrorist attack, probably.
The first terrorist attack, which, of course, I mean, he can orchestrate just the way Vladimir Putin's playbook was like the Chechen war was based on an explosion that he orchestrated.
Right. I mean, he could orchestrate it. Who knows? But this is America. There will be a terrorist attack. There will be a shooting. There will be something.
Right.
Soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not hurting for mass murder in this country.
And then
there will
starts
be something to blame it on.
Yeah.
And then he starts rounding up the Muslims, and I'm sure, like, maybe I don't know. I'm sure it's probably the consolation, but also we're just leaping right into it, Brendan. Let's
leap in.
Should we go into this? Hi, we're Dad Jeans.
Hi, we're Dad Jeans. And we're both terrified.
Yeah.
It's night all the time.
It's night all the time at 3:00 in the afternoon. And Brendan, I don't want this to be a dark episode. I want
No.
I want us to come out of this fog.
You gave me the shitty mic stand, didn't you?
Is that it? That's why I'm always fucking with it.
This thing is getting all flaccid, and frankly,
yeah.
I feel a little bit offended because I look at this microphone and it loses its erection.
Yeah, that microphone is not turned on by you in the slightest. That might be it. Yeah. Maybe that's the situation. Maybe because I'm feeling in control right now.
This is how you are feeling how I have felt for months.
Months. I've been like, what's wrong with this? And Brendan's like, doesn't know how to work a microphone stand. As the mic slowly goes,
slowly. I can even feel it, and it's getting in my head. I need to prop it up with a pillow on my chest.
Yeah, you need to do a whole thing there.
Good evening, Jeffrey. I've missed you.
I've missed you as well, Brendan.
It is a very dark time, and we need, as you said at the end of the last episode, to be intimate with our intimates.
Yeah, we need to hug them, kiss them, fondle them.
Yeah, we need
places we've never fondled them.
We need to make contact with our pink parts.
Yeah, we need to just touch ourselves all the time.
You know what?
Basically, we just need to become monkeys and masturbate and throw our shit at each other.
Absolutely. And at least the to press nipples should replace the handshake.
Right. Well, here's what I was going to say, Brendan. The concentration camps is that we may be looking at it in the wrong way in that we already essentially have concentration camps in the form of for-profit prisons.
You're darn tootin'.
To which we send all illegal immigrants and black people who we don't want to have to think about.
Right.
And we just stick them away and hide them from our prying eyes. So
that's true.
It could very well just be a continuation of that, and life will just go on as is for the most of the rest of us.
The paranoia that a black teenage boy must feel just walking down the street has to be insane making, and the fear their parents would also have. Sure, just that they're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. They literally crossed the wrong street at the wrong time, and some amped up cop, especially under the Trump administration, starts to lose their mind. It's really scary.
It's really scary. It's very. I mean, I feel like on the last Dad Jeans, you had a certain amount of hope. You were like, you had the whole, he's going to have his Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Oh, the Joint Chiefs briefing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, Brendan, no, you don't understand. We're over the there is no mountain. We're over the mountain. This is a new era here. Have you come around to my way of thinking, or do you still feel hope that there is a rule of law?
Oh, well, that's a great question.
We have not completely screwed the pooch.
As of today, I would actually be quoting David Remnick to say this as opposed to it being an original thought. But
from the New Yorker.
From the New Yorker.
They're doing wonderful work, the New Yorker.
The New Yorker's doing wonderful work.
They are
entered a golden age.
They're not doing... They're the only media that I have seen take a hard line opposition approach They're not giving him a fucking inch.
Yeah.
They're not saying, well, maybe we'll check it. Maybe we'll see. No one in that staff.
Yeah.
Everyone is like, this is dire. Let's fucking fight the shit out of this.
Yes, right. Thank God.
Yes.
And so Remnick was among all of the media elite that were called to the court today.
Oh, okay. Really?
Did you read about this? Where Martha Raddatz and like Anderson Cooper and Chuck Todd and all these people were like called to the 26th floor of Trump Tower.
I find it very disturbing.
Me too.
That they would agree to do this.
Yeah, to have an off the record conversation with the president-elect.
It's
like because they're trying to maintain access.
Precedent.
They're playing right into his hand, and they're telling themselves, "Well, we need to maintain our access, and we're going to talk about our relationship.
Let's just see what he has to say.
Let's just see what he has to say." When in fact, and I coined this today, and I'm quite proud of it. The infant in chief,
yes,
went on a
hashtag.
Thank you. I hashtagged it myself just today. Forged the hashtag from Steel.
Well done.
It went on a 20-minute rampage, which was a precursor, in fact, to the way dictators shut down the press.
Okay, but do you want to know what else? I just learned another thing I learned today is that the Trump team leaked that to the New York Post. It was the Trump team that was behind telling the Post that that's what happened.
Really?
Yeah.
That he had gone on a rampage?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So this is him letting the liberal media have it, and it's red meat for his supporters.
Right. And maybe, who knows, it was off the record. I've seen you've seen the two anonymous quotes that I think everything has been taken from the Post article. I don't think there's been any other.
Remnick wrote about it.
Okay. Oh, so he was the one who talked to the people who were there.
Yeah.
But he wasn't there.
No, I think he was there.
Oh, he was there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think he was saying like fellow participants said things like "fuck him,"
right?
Like that.
I thought it was, for some reason, I thought it was just news. It was like the Times, the Washington Post, Fox, ABC, NBC. Like I thought it was just.
Yeah, no, I think there were some there. I believe Remnick was there. Maybe I'm wrong, but he wrote a very interesting article about it. And when I read that, I was like, oh, okay, he won't actually be contained by this.
No.
So like if his little toady sycophants are letting him act this unpresidential and like with zero regard for any sort of consequences, then it really is a whole new ball game.
Can we just play the Newspapers theme right now, just because we're in that right now?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Okay,
here we go.
I want to hear the theme.
A lot of stuff going on over here, over there. We're gonna tell you about the world, cause the world is important. Newspapers, we peep the news.
We open with newspapers because we must.
Because it is our duty, our due diligence,
our jute.
The berating of the press, bunch of pussies, terrible precedent. I don't know. I guess I don't know what else to say about that. There's some other point that was tickling my ivories, in that, why this is disturbing, or why this gives us hope, why this gives us pause. I don't know, Brendan. I'm just I'm so immersed in it right now, and I'm just like, when will we have the luxury of not thinking about this again? At what point in our future will we ever, or will we just be under 20 feet of water?
Jeffrey.
Yeah, Brendan.
Greatness is calling us.
What is the greatness? Dad jeans? Do we have to fix this?
No, it's go time, baby.
Oh.
When it's your turn, you go.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that. I feel like I need personally. I'm making calls. That's something I'm doing.
Calling who?
Like calling representatives.
Oh, good.
I've been calling Judy Chu. I've been calling Barbara Boxer, Dianne Feinstein.
Excellent. At their field office, I hope.
Yeah. Unfortunately, these are people who are essentially on our team already.
I know. But you have to redouble their commitment.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been calling, I called about the audit today. I called about the doing the, the audit, they want to hand count the votes in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania.
Oh, excellent.
There's a move to do that because of what we broke on Newspeepers last episode. That there were shenanigans.
There, of course, were shenanigans. This was rigged by Vladimir Putin. It makes no sense that he won this election.
Well, exactly. And so there was someone came out, some prestigious vote counter, and was like looking at the exit polls and the something else in certain specific counties in Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania. We need to do a full recount.
Fucking A. That's great.
They only have until tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus.
I believe, to...
Who would have to authorize it? The Secretaries of State,
Department
right?
of Justice.
Well,
so that's who we're calling. That's who we're calling.
Jesus.
Yeah.
We got to call them right now.
Well, by the time this is released, we'll be too late. But you can call them tomorrow, Brendan.
I will.
But anyway, I'm doing all this stuff, but it still feels so nothing. It feels like I'm making phone calls and leaving messages. Like I don't feel like I'm out there on the fucking front.
You
lines,
are putting
like,
a little bit of pressure on the
kicking
system,
fascist in the teeth.
So they do have to pay someone to listen to those messages.
Yeah, okay.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Jeff. There are two things that you should do that actually get through from what I have read.
Okay.
A, call the field office, not the Washington office of your representatives.
Right.
And B, go to state level hearings.
Yes.
And this brings me...
we're going to overwhelm some motherfuckers when they start.
Oh, yeah. And town halls and
recess.
shit like that. And this brings me to an app that I am going to try. I don't know how you make an app to make.
Are you sure you want to put this information out there into the world?
I'm going to need some app users.
Okay.
And if someone steals it and does it, more power to them. This is not going to make me any money. This is to just get it out there. So, in fact, I would love to hand off this idea because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Okay.
If there is an app developer out there listening who is in the Dad Jeans universe, please contact me and we can do this together, or just you do it.
Yeah.
And I registered this last night. You ready?
Okay.
Zinify. Zinnify, as in Howard Zinn,
Howard
baby.
Zinify, okay.
Zinify.
What does one do with Zinify?
What one does is one puts in that one joins and you select the issues that matter to you the most, be they criminal justice reform, gun control, whatever it is. You make you manage your sort of gallery of issues that matter to you.
Okay.
And then based on those and your home address, it tells you, this app tells you when the hearings are to show up to, when the events are, when the actions and the demonstrations are that are taking place. And so you can contact the field office directly.
This is essentially the liberal NRA.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah.
It's the liberal NRA in the form of an app, and then also go to town halls, and it gives you rebuttals and comebacks for Republican talking points when you're at the microphone,
right?
And it does all of these things where, and based on where you are, it's like, oh, guess what? In your neighborhood, 40 people have also indicated they really care about gun control, and then you can have a meetup with the 40 people and start doing things like that.
Brendan, I love it. I think
I
know tech people. I can put you in touch with the right people if you want to make this happen.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I would like that. Zinify.
I would be surprised. I would hope that someone is working on that as we speak. There's a I like Zinify though. I don't think anyone has that name.
They don't as of last night.
Yeah, you bought it.
I bought it.
Good for you.
I got to talk to Jeff though about using his dad's name.
Yeah, probably. Well, it's
and his name.
It's for the world.
It is for the world.
There's a website. Did you see? Have you seen this? It got passed around. It's like what the fucking shit or something like that. and then you go to this website and they're like, I know. Oh, wait, what is it? What the actual fuck? What the fucking fuck or something like that. I don't know, but it's a website and it's just like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, how the fuck can I help? And you just click on each of these things. And
that's really funny.
Take you to the right places. But
if world leaders on his travels are going up to Barack Obama and collapsing into his arms, sobbing and being like, what has happened to your country?
Is he going to be the Lincoln? Is he going to be the revolutionary leader? Can you imagine this poor guy, Obama? He's just like,
oh my God.
Are you fucking kidding? He's like, I want to fucking just go and fucking sit in a chair and have a daiquiri and a smoke. Can I just fucking do that, please?
Right.
Like, now I got this asshole. Now I got this asshole world to fix.
Oh my God. Well, it's a great airing out, as I said last week, Jeff. It's a great airing out of noxious people fumes.
How do you mean? Wait, tell me. What do you mean?
All this hatred has been in the United States since the United States was formed, and they kicked the slavery can. And the framers kicked the can on slavery.
Sure.
Which led, of course, to the Civil War 60 years later, 80 years later, 70 years later, 73 years later, 71 years later.
Whatever.
72 years later. Okay. And as a result, race is the quagmire. Race is the Brian Weiss books where on every lifetime we get one lesson we have to learn.
Nope.
We have every human being, Jeffrey.
The 6 people you meet in heaven.
Something like that. Yeah, one of those jobbies. So there's reincarnation, and every go around you have one unlearnable lesson that takes you your entire life. And then you're 80 and you're like, oh, and then you die.
Okay.
And our nation, it's race.
I see. And what do we have to learn about race that it's fucking made
It's
up?
unlearnable. I wish I could tell you, but it is literally unlearnable. And the moment we learn it as a nation, the world ends.
Great. Looking forward to that.
Or at least our nation ends.
Well,
and I am looking forward to that.
We're infants, though, in the grand scheme of things.
True.
You know, like when you're looking at other countries and like these are all growing pains that people have to go to, but unfortunately we just burn too bright and too fast, and now we have to go through these lessons while we are a world power and no one else can stop us.
We're definitely the one kid in the high school who has a motorcycle and wears a leather jacket with no shirt to school.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long I give us.
I don't know how long I give us either. I mean, my hopes, my fingers that I'm crossing right now, every single moment of every day.
I can confirm that they're crossed.
They're so crossed. Is that there is no brains behind any of this.
The universe is indifferent.
Well, no, not that. The universe, I don't give a fuck about. I'm talking just about the Trump administration. Like he'll everyone will have to fucking tiptoe around him, and he'll end up alienating people who he actually needs in order to fulfill any
immediately
any devious plans,
right?
And so,
well, you look at somebody was telling me, my friend Jason Mandel was telling me about the LAUSD.
Yeah,
I don't know why he knows. He works for the United Way, but somehow has a very formulated opinion about the LAUSD and the size of it, the size of the organization. The LAUSD is this giant Queen Mary fucking juggernaut that no one could possibly run.
Yeah.
Because it is too huge. And it's an organism that has no brain.
Okay.
And it just moves forward and churns and churns. And the federal government is the exact same way, and as is the country. Like, there is no real way, especially given the argument-based democracy that we have, to move the ball in any particular direction that significantly, per se, unless you want to do the whole concentration camp thing.
Yeah, that's where I don't know that I am. That's where I'm not confident, is that I just feel like, we've already seen within the first couple of weeks, he's like, yeah, I don't, there's no such thing as conflict of interest. And everyone's like, damn it, he's right. There is no such thing. Like, it's just all this fucking shit is just like, it's like, I don't have to have the press follow me around. And we're like, damn it, he doesn't. Like, it's just all decorum. Yeah. It makes it feel like I'm like, what are those... When you go into a lawyer's office, like, what's in those thousands of books on the shelves? Because apparently laws don't matter.
Yeah. $1's only worth $1 because we all agree it's worth $1.
Yeah. So, like, if he's just, like, going in there and being like, yep, nope, I can have my kids run the whole country for me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm president now. And we're like, I guess you can. Like, there's no reason
shocking.
not to.
And his children are both the two boys are both American Psycho. Both of them.
They're
one is like first act American Psycho. One is third act American Psycho.
They're so hideous, those kids. And Ivanka's, I think Ivanka's the most troubling of them all because the only reason people like her is because she's attractive,
right?
And
talk about obfuscation. Like she clearly has kind of a brain, and she still is like, "Yep, this seems reasonable. What we're doing here."
Oh yeah. No, and she's married to a Jew. Like what the? She's Jewish. What is this?
Did she convert?
Yeah. What's happening in this family?
Did you read the long New York Times article when we all thought he was going to lose about the final weekend in the Trump campaign, where he Trump prefers the soft, soothing voice of his son-in-law?
Yes, I read that. Yeah.
What's fucking going on in that family?
I don't know, but I just opened up Facebook and found a picture of our former guest Dan Konopka.
Hey, Konopka with
Stephen Colbert.
How do you like that?
Apparently, OK Go is on Colbert tonight.
Oh,
how about that?
You have that nighttime pink vision.
I do.
So your computer gets conjunctivitis when the sun goes down.
It's much nicer when I wake up in the middle of the night and turn on my computer. I'm not like my eyes aren't fried, as I have been waking up in the middle of the night every single night since the election.
Who hasn't?
How do we live? How do we live?
Zenify, baby. Zenify.
I guess so. I mean, I think,
and then start hitting those town halls.
I just think there's something about like just going off the grid and living on a farm and like helping your neighbors and being Amish, and like the Amish aren't fucking worried. They don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit.
Would you stop fooling with that microphone?
You'll never forgive me for that, will you? On the air, I called you out.
I'm so done with this. We're all steeped in it.
I know all our listeners hate us right now because they listen to this to get away from that bullshit.
Exactly. So can we move?
Let's move the fuck on.
Have a life.
You know what we could use?
We're not going to let him win. We're not going to let him win. And he wants us to be fucking talking about him.
Yeah.
This whole thing was
Screw that.
This whole thing was, I'm going to get those dad jeans guys talking about me every week.
Enough of this baby shit.
Enough of this. We don't need to know about these guys and their fatherly advice.
So he's also a Greek pizza place owner.
Yeah, Sal. He's Sal from Do the Right Thing.
Jeff,
Sal, put some extra mozzarella on that motherfucking shit. What?
Moots. Fucking. Here's the only thing that can possibly save us from this like black hole of a conversation.
Okay.
Zoram Schomblad.
Hey, should we jump right into Zoram?
Let's get some Zoram. Let's get our Zoram.
Is it
on.
high time?
What do you think? I hate to hijack and just say what's going to happen.
No, you told it like it is. That will be a good kick in the pants. Before we do before we do anything.
Nope. Let's go to Advise Me, Bro.
Okay, let's
right
do
away.
It. Let's do it.
Here is the Limp Bizkit inspired theme song.
Yeah.
To Advise Me, Bro.
Advise me, bro. Cause I just gotta know. I got a motherfucking problem and you gotta show. Advise me, bro.
That was inspired by Limp Bizkit, wasn't it?
Yeah, good. You good. Yes, that's what I was going for. Was that kind of what was it called? New metal? Is that what it's called?
Oh God, is that what Limp Bizkit was known as?
New metal.
Oh
yeah.
And this was, of course, before it was discovered that Fred Durst had killed his like best friend and his wife.
What?
And then they made, and then Jarecki made the documentary about him.
Oh right, yeah. Well, that was in the earlier days. That was pre Woodstock disaster.
It was just a playboy.
Yeah.
Who ran around, and who knew that he had such gray hair under that backwards fitted baseball cap?
I know,
because he was old.
It was all very very unforeseen, that entire situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Gentlemen, Zoram Schomblad here. Sorry I've been called. It's a yeast roll season, so I've been traveling quite a bit. Diana's been holding fort at Schombladaistan. At the house, taking care of Maddie and Marshall. I have a couple of things to address with you. Tis a season for canning and canning fruits and vegetables and things of that nature. And I was wondering if you do canning with your children. A little tip here is that you can actually freeze a lot of that fruit, especially some of the more mealy type of fruit. that has good nutrition, like with a pear, for example. You just need to put a little sugar on that, let it bleed, and get some juices, and then just put it in the freezer. And so it's a great activity for kids, and I was wondering if you were involved in that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's one of two.
One of two.
Let me say, Zoram Schomblad, for some reason, so Google Voice, which is how we run our operation here. Google Voice will transcribe all of your phone calls, and usually it is completely off the mark.
Oh yeah,
it understands every single word that Zoram Schomblad says.
That's goddamn it. That's amazing. Except for whatever his name might actually be.
Right. But I think Zoram Schomblad
is Zoram a known first name? I know Zorn is a TV show on Fox.
Yeah, it's your favorite show, I understand.
Zorim?
I would say Zoram.
Zoram. Oh, is that like a Old Testament kind of?
Oh, it's a Mormon name. Zoram, yes.
Zoram.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
So it is a name.
And
he very well could be one of our Mormon brothers and sisters. Who, Utah, you let me down.
Moroni.
You let me down, Utah. I thought you guys were gonna.
I know.
I thought you guys were gonna switch things around.
The southern half of which is the most beautiful place in the United States.
It's a gorgeous state. But canning, Brendan, have you ever done any canning?
Funny, Zoram. You should ask.
Yes,
I did not. However, my mother-in-law is a major force in canning.
Explain canning to me.
Here's the deal. It's not really cans. You get your mason jars.
It's jarring.
It is jarring, exactly.
It's a jarring experience.
And it's jarring. So what you do is you pick your. They live in Santa Rosa, and there are plums. Santa Rosa plums are quite famous.
Mm-hmm. I hear the Santa Rosa plums.
Yeah, famous for plums and Charles Schultz.
Okay,
and
American Treasure, Charles Schultz.
I
think, honestly, the fact that we don't have peanuts anymore is what led us to this disaster.
I think you're probably right. You land in the Santa Rosa airport. Guess who greets you? Snoopy.
Oh, amazing.
Charles Brown.
Okay.
So anyway, and roses. Mm-hmm. It's also famous for that. And hence maybe Santa Rosa? I don't know, or coincidence? I'm not sure. Point is, so plum season, blah, blah, blah. We eat plums on our waffles all year long because my mother-in-law will, you burl down them plums, and then sometimes they have seeds, sometimes they don't. It seems random. I don't quite understand. Burl, I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing boil as burl, and I have no idea why I do that. I do that all the time.
Okay, so you burl the plums.
Burl them plums down.
Right.
I think that's what they say in the South.
You just throw them in like some water and boil them for a couple hours or something?
Yeah, and super low, and so they get all coagulant.
Okay.
And then, here's the thing, Jeff. Here's where the canning comes in, the quote-unquote canning.
Yeah.
Stick them in a mason jar.
Yeah.
Stick it in a Mormon jar, as it were, perhaps. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you fill it almost to the top, I think, and the jar itself is in boiling water. Mm-hmm. And then there's some way, you know how mason jars have the lid is not one contiguous lid, it's like the top and then also the sides.
Down, yeah.
Yeah, you do a thing
like
where
a
somehow, there's some way in which you boil it such that all the air leaves and you vacuum seal it, and then you don't actually even need to tie that thing down that tight. That's for after you open it later.
Oh, okay.
Because the vacuum seal will just hold.
Okay.
And that other ring is only for once you open it.
Okay.
And
the idea is that then it can sit unrefrigerated for
precisely
ever?
Because this predates refrigeration. That's exactly right. You boil all the air away, and then and then it can be and it just sits in our like garage or whatever. We don't have a garage, but it sits in like our cupboard.
But like literally forever?
For like the winter.
For the winter. So you should eat
a long time,
but not years.
Maybe years.
Oh.
Yeah, why not? Because also sugar is a preservative. Did you know that? I didn't know that until I married Emily.
I guess I knew that.
Yeah, that's why candy can just sit there.
I mean, I know it theoretically, but I don't know how to wrap my head around what that means.
Yeah, why do sugary things not grow bacteria? They don't. But why? If you were bacteria, I would be all the fuck over some candy.
Oh yeah, I'd be eating the shit out of that sugar.
Or like a vagina, because awesome.
But so you can can pretty much anything, right? Any fruit or vegetable. Is that true?
Yep. Your rhubarbs.
Broccoli? I've never heard of canned broccoli.
Oh, no, neither have I. Good point. Yeah. I guess it would get. Well, have you ever opened a thing of broccoli we have the glass lock jobbies?
Yeah, that's been there for like 2 days.
2 days.
It's nasty, and it's the worst thing
and you
you've
are
ever smelled in your
smelling
life.
a colostomy bag.
Yeah, it's horde. It's horde.
Horde. But anyway, canning is a delightful activity and keeps us in plum sauce the whole year through.
I love it. I'm into the idea of it. That's for sure. I just I don't know. I got to work the jarred goods into my routine somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even use like. We use so few, like canned beans are really the only thing we use in cans now. We don't ever use canned vegetables. We don't ever use frozen vegetables. We don't
canned
use,
black olives are the worst thing of all time. And I love olives.
Actually, canned black olives we do use.
What?
But what other form of, how else do you get black olives?
From the bar, from the olive bar at Whole Foods, because we're liberals.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that's like a different thing. Like, I'm talking if we want to just like throw some black olives in a like stir fry or something.
I mean, I hear you, but the problem is specifically canned black olives.
Yeah, well, that's all they have
like
at Trader
a gym
Joe's.
Mat.
That's all they have at Trader Joe's.
Oh,
I'm not a huge fan of them personally.
What about a tapenade? What if you had a tapenade?
Oh yeah, no, I love that. That's the kind of olive I'm into. Yeah, I don't like canned black olives, but my daughter eats them. We'll throw them in a stir fry, and it's just like a little extra morsel. Or throw them on top of a pizza. You don't get a Greek olive on top of a pizza.
But that's what. But wait a second. What?
Come on, get out of here.
Wait,
get out of here.
No, because Emily and I, we make our pizza.
Oh, Emily and I
know.
Fucking make our pizza.
Okay, Emily does. I don't. I just receive the pizza.
I do that. I make the
because Trader Joe sells the pizza. The pizza dough.
You make it
from the scratch.
The pizza dough. Yeah,
and you put it on the grill on a piece of parchment paper.
Oh, never done that.
Well, we put Kalamata olives on our pizza.
See,
and goddamn.
Okay, it sounds delicious. And a little like a little caramel sauce or something, maybe.
Caramel sauce.
I don't know.
Whipped cream.
Let's listen to Zoram's second call.
Okay.
Sorry, gentlemen, to call you back, but I'm very fatigued. There's one thing I forgot. Diane and I, when I got back from the traveling, so in the East rolls and so forth, we went out for dinner, and I requested a little dessert, and it was a piece of pie. I asked for rhubarb, and the waitress looked at me as if I were some sort of Martian, and she said, "We don't do rhubarb. Nobody does anymore." And I thought, what is the country coming to? When I was a child, rhubarb was used for pie, tarts, and crumbles. And is it falling off in California? I hope not. There's a lot of nutrition in there: vitamin K, vitamin C, folate, a little bit of vitamin B, and calcium. So is it just the youth? Please inform me.
Oh God, I love him so much.
He's saying what we're all thinking.
He's a great defender of eats gone by.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I appreciate the way Zoram lives. Mm-hmm. I would love to just spend some time with him and Diane and little Maddie and Marshall. And
yep. They figure very prominently in my imagination. Diane, Maddie, and Marshall.
Yeah, I think they seem like
they've become major characters in the Dad Jeans landscape.
They seem like they've got it figured out somehow. I mean, that's what I want to be. That's what we need to be. We need to get out of this fucking whatever the fuck it is we think we're doing.
Yep.
With our fancy sneakers and our whatever we're doing,
and our dongles.
Yeah, our dongles that we need.
Because fucking upgrading
iPhones with no wire on the
ear
headphones.
Jack.
What
What's
the
that about?
fuck is this?
What the fuck? So everyone can look like they're wearing earrings.
I feel like I'm disparaging Zoram by swearing.
I know exactly what you mean. I feel the exact same way.
It's uncouth. It's not right. It's not deserving. He's not deserving of that sort of
no. Zoram deserves a level of presidentiality.
Well, yeah, just respect. That's So rhubarb pie. I love a fucking rhubarb pie. Oh Jesus!
there you go again.
I can't help myself. But I love a rhubarb pie. That is. I don't know what. I don't know where.
It's that weird red vegetable.
Maybe this is at the diner. They're not doing this. I'll guarantee you go down to House of Pies, you'll get yourself a rhubarb pie.
Yep. Yeah, you're probably right. That's in Los Feliz at Franklin and Vermont.
We'll get your rhubarb pie. You want to come out and be a guest on Dad Jeans?
Oh, man, Zoram, we'd love to have you.
Fill you with.
You could also send us your
pie.
your mailing address, and we could figure out how to get you a rhubarb pie.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, email us your mailing address. We'll get that pie to you.
Yep.
We'll get you a new kind of rhubarb pie every month. You know what? My I don't want to promise too much. We're not that rich.
That's a little too much.
That's a little much.
We get you one.
We'll get you one pie. We'll figure out a way to get one pie to you.
Yeah, and has it fallen off in California? Was his question. Was it on? I moved here 10 years ago. I have not seen a single rhubarb pie since I got here.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think I have either. But when he discusses the rhubarb pie, it makes me really want to eat one.
Have you ever had rhubarb? You ever picked it up off the ground and just put it in your mouth?
I don't think I've just taken it out of the dirt and sucked on it or anything.
Usually you see
definitely had rhubarb by itself.
Well, often you see an iguana perched on a rhubarb.
Yeah, is that true? That's where iguana hang out?
Maybe. I went to Puerto Rico and they did like the canoe trip, and it was like iguana standing on rhbarb the whole time.
That's a Pixies lyric, right?
Yeah, but in
iguana
Spanish.
standing on a rhubarb. I can take it. That's iguana on a rhubarb. Sorry, everything becomes California Uber Alice in my brain. But my grandma used to make an elderberry pie.
Oh,
you ever heard of this? That was a guy.
It's more stately berry
good pie.
Yeah,
it's a damn good pie.
Speaking of presidentiality. Well, probably elderberry.
Yeah, but I don't know where you get an elderberry from.
Right, I know. You don't.
I've never seen an elderberry in a store.
Well, Whole Foods, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe.
But you got to go to specialty berry purveyor.
Yeah.
Or purveyor specialty berries.
Yeah, rhubarb purveyor.
Rhubarb. So rhubarb. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff.
No,
it is It looks like Swiss chard.
Okay.
With the red stalk.
Yeah.
Except it isn't because it's rhubarb.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to have a
celery.
Swiss chard.
It's like almost a celery kind of, like a red celery. Maybe.
Yeah, well, that's Swiss chard though, isn't it? But is rhubarb also that?
I don't know. You're saying it's like a leafy thing, a rhubarb?
Is it?
I don't
even know.
We'll have to look into it.
Yeah, but you eat it, and it has this like
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a rhubarb pie.
Earthy texture.
I'm going to make a rhubarb pie.
As you should.
I'm going to learn how to. These are the things that we can do now in Trump's America to get our mind off of.
Yeah, and we need to.
We learn skills. We learn how to canning. I mean, this guy. I feel like we need to go and just have him lead us.
I know.
Is there like a back house, or is there room on your land?
Here's the thing about Louisville, Kentucky. Everyone's got a guest house.
Are you sure he's in Louisville?
I believe he mentioned Louisville at one point.
Oh, Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's where his phone number is from.
How many Bowling Greens are there is the other question.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, huh?
Does he bowl on the green?
Yeah, there's so many questions
Who is this man?
I don't know, but you're welcome to call anytime.
Yep.
Anyone else.
From the blue. Or anyone else, but particularly Zoram.
Yeah, particularly you.
Zoram, I love your call. You should know, when you call us, Jeffrey lights up my telephone with glee at having heard your voice.
It's a very exciting moment.
It's always a very exciting moment. We got these calls 2 weeks ago or 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah, and we've just been sitting on them like
we've been sitting
bastards.
on them. Well, there's been a lot going on, unfortunately.
Oh, by the way, I have some front matter that we didn't address.
Oh, let's the matter we deal with up front.
Yeah, and let me just finish that phone number. If anyone ever wants to call, 323-484-4383.
Dad,
we love to hear from you.
Ugh, dude.
Yeah. Whoa. That's a whole new world.
I threw you a bone.
Oh my God. Thank you, Brendan. 323-484-4383. The Dad Jeans hotline. Call us about anything.
Yep.
There's a compunction from several weeks ago. I traced the history of everything bad in this country to Thomas Edison. What I meant to say was Henry Ford.
Oh.
I think Henry Ford makes a better case for having created everything bad than Thomas Edison.
But Edison was a total dickhole.
Was he a total dickhole?
Oh my God!
But he actually invented useful things, right?
Did he?
Well, he stole
the
inventions for useful things. But the fucking assembly line, I feel like, come on, that's
sure. But he stole a lot of that shit from like blues musicians.
What?
The light bulb.
Oh.
They were using that as a slide on their guitar, and he was like, "Can I see that for a second?" And screwed it into a lamp.
Yoink.
Bob
That's
was our
mine.
uncle.
Well, he had the foresight to screw it into a lamp.
Well, perhaps. Maybe you're right.
Yeah, no, he was no Tesla.
He's no Elon Musk.
Wouldn't we be so much better in our world right now if instead of light bulbs we had Tesla coils lighting up our houses?
Dude, here's what else. If Tesla had won the whole Beatles Elvis game, we wouldn't have to plug anything in.
Oh, is that so?
Lamps would just like get electricity
through the air
wherever you put them.
But would it be like shooting bolts of lightning across our room all the time?
There would be dead bodies everywhere.
So he had some work to do, perhaps.
Yeah, but with the power of capitalism behind him and patent thugs, the way that Edison had.
Okay, so that was number one, compunction. Number two is a compunction that I'm going to be eating my. I don't know what to do about this. You can help me with this, Brendan.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, hanging with old Lou.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Our brothers.
I like those guys
up in San Francisco.
They sent me a very nice message.
Oh, did they?
Thank you, guys.
Oh, that was polite of them. Old Lou is in town right now. He's down in Anaheim, and I was like,
well, that's not really in town.
Well, exactly. And I was like, we should do Dad Jeans together. And then he was like, cool, well, I'm in Anaheim, and then I'll be in West Hollywood like later in the week. And I thought, oh, maybe I thought, well, we should have you over to do Dad Jeans. But then I found out he was in Anaheim, and then I wasn't sure if we were going to do it tonight. And then it ended up kind of like coming together last minute. And I feel like I've sort of betrayed a potential guest. And I would like old Lou to know if you're listening to this, and I'll text you tomorrow and tell you that this came together.
Yep.
But it was not intentional.
And old Lou,
we would love to have you on. We would love to do some kind of a joint podcast with you guys.
Sure, but you should know, old Lou,
yes,
that I, Brendan Hughes, and Jeffrey is doing me the kindness of not revealing this, have been extremely slippery in the being able to contact me department.
Oh, well, that is
for
true.
Various reasons.
And sundry reasons.
Various and sundry. I've got some shit going on, Jeff Dinsmore.
More than I know?
I mean, I'll tell you it all. Maybe not all on the air, but you're my home skillet.
Okay.
You're my home George Foreman grill.
Okay, wow. How about that?
But nonetheless, it's been a fucking... Whew.
It's a shit show of a world right now.
My life is a goddamn shit show right now.
I'm sorry to
and
hear
therefore, even if Jeffrey had put the full court press, he would not have been able to raise me.
Yeah, that's probably very true. So it's all Brendan's fault, basically.
Blame me.
Yeah, but I do have to know how to say this over text in a way that doesn't feel like I'm being a dick.
Anaheim's really far.
Anaheim is really far. I know. I mean, he wouldn't be coming out. He wouldn't be driving out here to do a fucking podcast.
Okay. Can I have a mini Spike Club in the middle of an entirely other segment?
There are no rules anymore, Brendan.
There are no rules anymore.
There are no rules. You can settle a $25 million fraud case and go right to the head of the class.
The New York Times will be like, seems like you really wrapped this one up.
Yeah, good
the New York
for him.
Times.
Thank you for taking care of this business before.
Wrapped the president in a bow.
Well, and
wrapped it in a bow for Donald Trump, and CNN did too.
But the whole thing is, I want to support the press. Like
they fucked us. Oh, they fucked us, Jeffrey.
Yeah, but we need them. We also need them. It doesn't matter that they fucked us. We need them.
Right.
And we need to keep them more honest.
It's the balance thing that you've talked about. Like it's the HIV test. It feels 50-50 because there are only two answers. But in fact, the Republicans are fucking insane.
Yeah.
And they should not be giving them 50% of the rational pie.
Right, of course.
They should be giving them the 1% of the rational pie that they still are human and manage to wipe themselves, maybe.
Right.
But beyond that, they're fucking crazy.
Right, but no one knows how to address that because you've got two competing information sources now. And I just read today, like the 538 did a thing where it was the dividing line was not income, it was education between Hillary voters and Trump voters, and that's because if you don't have like it's because the people who don't have the educations are reading the wrong news. They're believing the news that isn't real.
And isn't it fascinating that Republicans don't want to fund education?
Yeah, how about that? That?
Pretty fascinating.
Pretty fascinating.
Pretty pain cave.
Okay, were you going to say something? What's your mini spy club?
My mini spy club
is
is
get off this fucking Trump. No more Trump. I don't want to hear him. I don't want to think about him.
Only a little bit more now and then.
Okay.
Los Angeles, people who don't live here and have never been, is fucking gigantic.
It's great.
And it's great. It's 40 suburbs in search of a city.
It's there's so many different parts of out here in Pasadena. I'm like every fucking every day
Pasadena's
I discover a whole new thing.
I know. And you keep driving in any direction in Los Angeles. You keep driving and you're like, oh my God, there's a whole city's worth of more people who just chose that. Right. New York is the same way. Like you go out to Co-op City. Have you ever been out to Co-op City?
I don't believe so.
You have to, if you're coming in on 95, because I lived in Connecticut for a while. So like you drive into New York City and you're going to go by Co-op City. And it's like all these buildings and you're like, what are these doing here? And who the fuck lives here? But like New York, you just keep going in any direction. And there are still people who like have their childhoods and then their grandparents and their entire lives in this fucking random place that is so far from anything you've ever heard of.
Right.
And LA is the exact same way.
Absolutely.
And so people come.
Yep.
And they always wind up on the West Side.
That's where they start out.
That's the LA that the rest of the country knows.
Right. But you're saying visitors.
Visitors.
Yeah.
But LA actually only starts to get interesting as you travel east, and it gets more interesting the further east you travel.
I'm not gonna accept that premise 100% because the beach is pretty fucking nice too.
Fuck the beach.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I don't like the beach, but I'm saying that area of the city, the climate is nice.
Yeah.
It feels relaxing.
Yeah, but then it's like Chipotle's as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Except for Shay J, where what's his name handed over the Pentagon Papers. But my point is, people come and they're like, "Hey, I'm in Venice," and like I'm in Highland Park, and like that, like that's like New York to Vermont.
Yeah, it's bad news.
It's bad news, but it's really far. And then you have to be like, "Oh, I kind of can't because that's actually 70 miles from where I live."
Right.
Okay, it's 12.
It's
but
12
still.
miles, but it's 70 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I know it is. That is a constant battle.
Yeah,
in Los Angeles,
because anyone with I'm going to stop right now.
Oh, you were gonna?
I was going to say something incendiary about the West Side.
Really?
Yeah.
How dare you?
I know
we have some West Side listeners.
I know. So I'm stopping right now.
And I've seen them once in the last 5 years.
There's that.
That's why they listen to my podcast because I can't actually talk to them.
This podcast is how I keep in touch with people. I don't actually speak on the phone with anybody anymore. No, I just hope they listen to this.
Well, should we go to One Toe in the Cool?
Oh, let's go to One Toe in the Cool, Jeffrey.
Okay.
You put your one toe in, then leave it in. You're done.
One Toe in the Cool. This is where we talk about something cool we did this week
that made us feel perhaps like we're not just irrelevant dads who no one pays attention to anymore.
I'll start.
I can't wait.
I did something on Saturday that really perked up my spirits and sort of gave me a whole. Was it Sunday? It was Sunday.
I see.
Perked up my spirits. Gave me a new gleam of hope. A new faith in my city and where I have chosen to live.
Tabasco thumb butt?
No, I don't know what that means, and I don't want to. I'm glad that you will never mention those words again in my presence. Thanks. No, I don't belong to a frat, Brendan. No, what I did this weekend in Pasadena, they have this thing called the Doodah Parade.
Oh,
which is it was started in the 70s as a sort of antidote to the Rose Bowl parade, and it was just like a total low-key people in the neighborhood get dressed up in wacky costumes and like go parade around the streets.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's evolved to where it's still like very low rent. It's like people, decorating their own cars and like putting silly things on them and stuff like that. But But it was so much fun, and it was just, and we took the kids with us, and everyone was throwing out candy and
Oh my God.
beaded necklaces, and like just having a good old time walking around the streets, being freaks.
That's so great.
Yeah, and it just made me feel so like I've just been so. I'm not going to get back into this, but it's just been so depressing. This whole state of the country, and like realizing like that we're living in a place that we're in such a bubble.
Yeah,
in some ways, but then it just made me realize, well, we picked this bubble. And I'm proud of it.
Yep.
And I want to be in it. And I should feel no shame for being surrounded by people who are enjoying their lives.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. And have the same, and have like taste that is similar to yours.
Yeah.
Just stop short of saying the word heritage and you're going to be fine.
Yeah. There you go.
If you use heritage, punch in the face from Brendan Hughes.
Okay.
Because that's
enough.
white nationalist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Heritage. You know what my heritage is?
What?
Heritage Farms.
Oh. Heritage Farm remembers.
Yeah. I got no heritage. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm from.
Heritage is a dog whistle.
Okay.
The use of that word. It makes me fucking insane. And I'm sorry, I hijacked your story. Keep going.
Yeah, no, that's it. The Doodah Parade. I mean, it was very like weirdly, it was kind of weird having the kids there because there was like a parade of, there was a group of furries.
Awesome.
Like plushies. Like 30 people.
And it's not enough to have found each other. They also have to be in a parade telling the world about it.
Yeah, exactly. And they're holding a banner like Furries
hilarious.
for Peace or something like that.
Furries
and
for
they're coming up and like giving
penetration.
Giving my kids high fives. And I'm like, oh, these are just like adorable people in costumes to my children. But
were there butt flaps on their costumes?
Not that I saw.
Were there genital flaps?
No, they had no genitals.
Cod pieces?
But there was some risque stuff. There were people in like, there was like a woman dressed up as like a sexy cop and like
awesome.
like leading a police car, and just like,
God bless her,
goofy things. But they're like activists. It was like very like pro. It was very liberal. Very everyone was cheering it on. It just felt like, it was just good.
I love that.
Good to be around people and fucking I like it. I like that LA is eccentric. I like California. I like fucking freaky hippie granola people.
Me too.
These are our people. I'm happy to be here.
Especially the sexual ones. I'm getting stuck on the sexy cop thing, and I'll tell you why, Jeff.
Oh geez, I don't know if I want to know. You said it's been a hard week.
It has been a hard week.
Does this?
Jeff,
Put anything into perspective?
fucking love a skank. I love skanks. And
wow. Okay.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
This country is so goddamn prudish.
Yeah.
And it is run by a hate cult.
Yeah.
Whose chief member is Mike Pence.
There you go.
And
who hates himself.
He hates himself.
He hates himself and his own sexual urges.
He hates sexual
thinks
urges.
He's some kind of a fucking...
He hates...
somehow above it.
Yeah, he hates
quote unquote
of all of us. Indecency.
He's the biggest pervert of all of us, this guy.
If this country were remotely sexually unprimitive...
Yeah.
Everything would be fine.
That's
Instead, it was started by the goddamn Puritans.
Fucking Puritans.
The fucking Puritans who, in their modern day, like seriously, Mike Pence needs a fucking buckle hat.
Buckle hat. This guy.
And that woman dressed as a sexy cop is like, guess what, boys and girls?
Right.
Women are sexy.
Yeah.
And the younger you learn that, the better.
There you
and
go.
men can be sexy too. It's more rare.
Yeah.
But it also happens.
Did you see The Witch?
Nope, but I did watch Trainwreck recently.
See The Witch.
The Witch, okay.
Did Trainwreck have the same... Was Trainwreck what you said? I feel like before you saw it.
I had a whole thing on Facebook about it.
And was it? Were you accurate in your beliefs?
Oh, I don't know. I fell asleep before the end. But I will tell you this.
Yeah.
that John Cena is in it as her boyfriend in the beginning.
Oh, I saw that part. That's the only part I saw.
Where he
He's
comes.
hilarious.
He's really fucking funny.
Yeah, he's good.
It's great. Like, it is brilliant stunt. It's stunt casting, like him and LeBron James. Like, it's stunt casting brought to, it's like next level stunt casting.
Yeah.
There is a scene where John Cena comes.
Yeah.
And it is the fucking funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he's like, he goes for it.
Yeah, he was good.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. So here's my, what are we on?
One toe in the cool.
One toe in the cool. You ready? Mm-hmm. Oh, and you have a girl. I'm so jealous.
I have a daughter?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Don't say that after you said the thing about the sexy cop.
Fair enough.
Erase whatever you're thinking from your brain.
Okay. No, believe it or not, there is a bifurcation.
Okay.
In my mind.
Bifurc.
Okay, I will
Go down that
bifurcate. Oscar, Emily, and myself.
Yes.
And by myself, I mean
you,
grammatically speaking, went
you,
to
yourself, and you.
A Derby Dolls contest.
They were in the Doodah Parade, and I was like, we've done it once, and it's so much fun.
It is so fucking fun.
It's great, right?
It was so fun. We went to the Dollyseum in wherever the hell. You went to the Dollyseum?
No, we went. It was someplace downtown. I think that's new.
Yeah,
I think
this
they
was
just recently.
They got some warehouse in like you go and it's in Schomblad. Like you go and you're like, I have no idea where I am right now.
Okay.
Like it is
like what area of the city?
Monterey Park, Alhambra.
Oh, but east side.
East side, super East LA.
Okay.
Or it feels like East LA, but Emily was like, nope, this isn't even East LA. We're still in like the vicinity of Highland Park.
Maybe that's probably, I think that is where I went. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like north
it's like
of downtown.
10 miles from your, or 10 minutes from your
Yeah,
place?
it was like really close. And I was like, wow, I've like none of this looks remotely familiar to me.
Right.
We honestly could be in Bratislava.
It's like
right now.
warehouse area, right?
Warehouse weirdness.
Industrial.
Anyway,
yeah.
We went in the afternoon on Sunday, met up with Vicky and her kids because we were seeing the girls, like the 12-year-old girls do their thing.
Okay.
She had a friend who had a daughter or something like that. Mm-hmm. And also Emily did too. Anyway, it was like a 4:00 thing. It wasn't the adult one where like they definitely break bones.
Yeah.
Which I totally want to see.
Oh, it's awesome.
Because here's the other thing about Derby dolls, like, and what we're talking about, everybody is roller derby.
Yeah.
Which is all women.
Big thing in LA.
Big thing in LA, and a fastest growing female sport in the nation, apparently.
Oh, huh.
And you know what the predominant demographic? I'm not sure you noticed. I sure did. The predominant demographic among those athletes is
do tell.
Zaftig.
Oh no! That's true. Yeah, that's your type.
Pagans.
Oh Jesus, Brendan, you were so into it.
Yeah, well, that's the adults. I mean, they were all
you're
just
into
like
the 12-year-olds
lurking. No, the 12-year-olds were like normal-looking kids.
And you're bringing my daughter into it somehow. Jesus.
Wait. This totally went off the rails.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the last episode of Dad Jeans.
No. The click. Is that a dial tone in a podcast?
Okay. Oh no! Why? I'm sorry.
No. The adults who would later be derbying, were like refereeing and like lurking.
They're the mentors, probably.
And they're like the mentors and the coaches and shit like that. So I got got enough of a sense of the kind of like the demo, the Zaftig action.
Mm-hmm. No, it's absolutely true. They're big. Who doesn't big girls.
And just speaking of like all that, God bless. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Anyway. Back to the 12-year-olds. So the 12-year-olds are like just regular 12-year-old kids or whatever.
Right.
And they're going around and like there are people commentating and explaining the rules the whole time. And the parents are like the coolest parents in the world. Uh-huh. And these like, there was this 9-year-old girl who had a black X on her face.
What?
And she was the most badass, and their costumes were all black and they can come up with their own number. Uh-huh. And her number was 8 pi @
Nice.
and she just looked so vicious.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, and they all take turns being the jammer or the blocker or whatever that is.
I forget. It's like
it's a whole thing.
It's like Quidditch, right?
It's basically Quidditch.
Yeah.
And it's Quidditch on wheels.
Right.
But she had a black X on her fucking face.
Amazing. Like covering her entire face.
Yeah, like her eyes were in the black.
Amazing.
Like you looked at her and I was like, I'm terrified of that one.
Yeah.
And she's 9 and she's having the time of her life being that badass.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope Oscar keeps identifying as female long enough for him to join this crowd and then fucking destroy them because he's a boy.
What? Well, he maybe doesn't identify as such, Brendan.
A boy?
Yeah.
No, I just mean anatomically he's a boy, so he's going to have those framing advantages, athletically speaking.
You're getting into tricky territory here, my friend.
What do you mean? He won't have those framing advantages?
We don't talk about gender anymore.
Okay, sure. But have you seen my kid's thighs?
Yeah, no,
he
he's
can
big.
fucking crack walnuts.
He's big. Yeah, he's a big kid. No, that's awesome. So much fun. So did they have like the food trucks and everything? And
they had the whole deal, and it was great. It was such a great time, great way to spend And I was sitting there and I was like, I got here 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And what was he doing? Not doing like sketch comedy and going to the Derby Dolls.
Yeah.
Because instead, what was he doing?
Not just doing that?
You know what he's doing? He's going to stupid bars.
Yeah, we were doing bars.
Fuck bars.
Yeah, that's true. There's so much happening in this city. Like, so many. Like that's what I thought at the Doodah Parade. I'm like, every weekend in LA, there's probably some free thing that's the most fun thing you've ever been to.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, I know. And now we have children, and we can't do any of it.
Right.
Except for we're getting there though. Like you could take Oscar to that,
True.
like I could take my kids to this parade. Like I feel like in a few years, like it's probably gonna be really fun with kids actually, because there will be really cool things every single weekend.
Yeah, and there's shit going on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, by the way, I have a quick marriage pro tip for you.
Oh, okay. This isn't your fatherly advice? No,
this is for you specifically. Not you specifically, it's for our listeners. But
you have some advice about Sarah, you bastard.
now that we've covered Hazel,
Jesus Christ. No, you've not covered my daughter in the slightest. For Christ's sake.
It is this. So Emily and I, we pay through the goddamn nose for childcare.
Okay.
Yet it bears mentioning my son is bilingual, but fucking. And then what are we supposed to do? Like, we put him to bed and then a goddamn babysitter comes so we can go and deal with nighttime bullshit and be asleep by 9 p.m.?
Impossible.
Fuck that shit. Now that we're both freelancers, guess what?
What?
Dates during the day.
I love it.
So he's at school and we go out to lunch and go to a movie.
Oh, I love that. Me and Sarah have to do that.
And then we don't even have to have a babysitter because we want to be asleep by 8:30 anyway.
That's brilliant. I love it.
Not that we've done it yet, but we plan to.
I love it.
Yeah.
I had the kids. Sarah's sister took the kids over the weekend. Both kids.
Fantastic.
You know what we did, Brendan?
What'd you do?
You know
I
what we
love
did?
Julia Cole.
You know what we did?
What'd you do?
We came home, dropped the kids off 2:00. Came home. We cleaned for 5 hours. See that closet? That's the most organized closet you've ever seen in your life.
Holy shit, that's true.
We really.
Isn't it a great feeling?
It actually is. I mean, that was all I wanted to do. I was just like, not like having a someone that I need to interact with constantly.
Yep.
In my life, like to just be able to like focus on a task.
Yeah.
It was rewarding.
Oh yeah. If you do what I do long enough, Jeff.
Yeah.
And by that I mean avoid your children.
Yeah.
You become this rock star, and when they can finally have FaceTime with you, they forget what they're going to say.
You avoid your children by not being at work a lot.
Yeah.
But now that's not true. How's that working for you?
I have to go in the closet and wait for a long time.
Really? You're just in the office the whole time?
Yeah.
I've got a leisure class real quick.
Bring it.
That I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Come on, everybody. We're going to school. Now it's time to find out what Dad thinks is cool. It's leisure class. Dad Jean's leisure class.
And I don't know that I have anything to say about this other than to ask you if you have you seen Arrival?
No, any good?
I really enjoyed it when I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought about it afterwards, and I don't know that it amounts to a hill of beans.
Yeah.
It was a puzzle box, and sometimes just the thrill is in seeing the mystery before you, but then when the mystery is revealed, you're like, was that really a mystery from in the first place, or was it just a clever format?
Right, more of a
on
confection.
an actual story.
Yeah.
You know, it's like like Memento.
Yeah, right. I was just thinking that.
Which I really enjoy. I actually have only seen it once. I'd like to see it again.
You've only seen Memento once?
I've
seen it
once.
Too many times.
Really?
Yeah.
So it holds up.
Oh yeah.
Because
Memento changed everything.
Well, that was
it's the fulcrum of all plots.
That's the good one. Well, I would say Usual Suspects before that sort of was like
that's pretty good.
That was like sort of a little bit of a puzzle box.
There's a funny thing about that in Trainwreck. Have you seen Trainwreck?
Not only the first like 15 minutes.
Oh yeah. And anyway, she's talking and she's like, like Kevin Spacey in Usual Suspects. He plays Kaiser Soze. Don't worry, that's not a spoiler. That's
awesome.
kind of funny. Anyway,
yeah, no, just some of these, like I feel like M. Night Shyamalan is guilty of this, where he's just like the way I construct the story is all that there is to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not
a magic
really,
trick.
Yeah, exactly. And like I thought it worked beautifully in The Sixth Sense. I think that
the only time.
great.
And then he should have been. I wouldn't wish this on anyone, but hit by a car. so that he would have been a legend. Instead, he kept making movies, and now he's a fucking laughingstock.
Yeah, that's too bad.
There, I said it.
I saw the preview for his new one at the beginning of Arrival.
Who is still letting him make movies?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Do his movies make money? They might make money.
Possibly.
They might be one of those things that just like he's figured out the perfect budget where he's like,
oh yeah,
you know, give me $20 million, I'll make you $60 million. Like
that breaks even. You know, it has to make 3 times the budget in order to break even.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because of advertising.
Do you have a leisure class? I got nothing to say about Arrival. If you haven't seen it, then we don't want to spoil it. It's an interesting movie.
Okay, this isn't a piece of media. It's more of an experience.
Okay.
The Korean spa.
Oh, love it. We Spa.
I'm going to go on Tuesday. You want to go? Wait, I don't want to see you naked. You go Wednesday, and then let's talk about it later.
Why would you not want to see me naked?
I do want to see you naked. I meant that facetiously.
I feel like it's just at the Korean spa, anything goes, bro.
That is true.
Who cares?
Who cares, right?
Yeah, I don't care. But I also don't have. I can't see anything without my glasses on. So, when I'm there, I cannot make out a penis as far as the eye can see.
There's a lot of cock, and when I walk around, I've talked about this on Dad Jeans before. There's some major hog. And I look around, and I'm like, Jeff, in one's career,
yeah,
making out with people over the course of your life,
yeah.
I think there are some unbelievably kind-hearted.
I don't know where we're going with this.
Well, okay. I think there's some unbelievably kind-hearted women in the world who, and I'm only saying women because they're the only people who I've dated. What's that?
Who won't laugh at your penis?
Right. Who will be like, wow, or whatever. You know what I mean?
What?
Like react.
You get that?
Yeah, but
I've always had. I don't know about these kind women you're talking about.
But my point is, people. I've been the recipient of
that's what I get.
Of a great deal of kindness, and I'm always like, woo, and it goes to your head. You know what I mean? Okay. But then you go to fucking We Spa, and you're like, oh, that was all lies because look at these monsters.
Look at that monster dick.
Monsters.
You know, I don't know. I think they're all like, who needs a giant dick? We know what the average is. Like, I mean, I don't mean to brag.
9 inches, right?
Yeah, I don't mean to brag, but I'm perfectly average.
Yeah, me too. I'm approaching average.
I would be so much happier. I'm so much happier to be average than to be like have a micro penis.
Oh no, yeah, a sensible coin purse.
Yeah.
A micro. Oh yeah. That
would be the worst thing you've ever seen.
I sort of still don't believe they exist.
I have first-hand knowledge.
First-hand knowledge?
Nah, no, not from me. But Sarah's old roommate dated a guy with a micro, and just it sounded like a very upsetting situation.
So
and no offense to any of our friends out there.
No, of course not. But like when you say micro penis, I'm thinking like fully hard. It's like 1.5 inches off the body.
Yeah,
Come on,
tiny.
There's
tiny
no
things.
way.
Tiny little things.
There's no way.
Little mouse penis.
That can't.
It's there. It's out there. It's out there, man. You can see it.
Well,
all this shit is on the internet, man. You can see it. It's real.
If the guy's really fat, then the fupa engulfs it, as I talked about last week.
Right. No, but I think
But like a micro penis on a skinny guy,
I think
doubt
people
it.
just develop differently in the world.
Interesting. I don't want to be insensitive.
No.
But like when you say micro, what are we talking about?
Yeah, that's what we're talking. One like an inch.
Come on.
Little tiny thing. I don't know. I've never seen one.
Sort of like a button.
I've never seen one. But I don't know that I've ever seen like a giant. I can't say I've
go to We Spa, my friend.
I've been to We Spa. I'm telling you, I'm not sitting around looking at guys' dicks all day.
Mine just sort of like goes straight towards the floor. But some guys have this just like comes out of their body and then arc downward.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck is that thing?
Clothes hanger or something like.
So it's just this like. There's so much of it. There's so much beef.
Yeah.
That it comes forward and then like.
Right. It's just kind of hanging there like it's what you like the size of an erect penis flaccid.
Basically, yes.
It's just like a big 6-inch thing hanging there.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. And it's like an inch and a half thick.
I don't want to think about it.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
But that was so that was your thing that you were excited about, the one toe in the pool is
No, the leisure class.
Or the leisure class?
Not the penises, but Korean spas.
You just wanted to go to the Korean spas. So
I
you
just
can
feel
look at
like
the
going
penises.
recently. I haven't been in a while. I love Korean spas.
Yeah, no, I do too. I and you know what else is great in Los Angeles? The $40. Have you done this? The $40 massage.
Batting cage. Oh, massage? No, where's that?
You can get it's not like you leave your clothes on, but there's a place in Pasadena that you do it, and it's like $40 for an hour-long massage. It's another Korean thing.
Wow.
You just don't do the whole rub and tickle or anything like that.
Did I tell the story in the air about my friend who accidentally got a rub and tug?
No.
Oh, it's pretty great. This was in New York City of all places. Which also has them, where he would go to this place to get a massage all the time. Okay. And he would get the 45-minute massage, and they knew him, they knew his name. He went all because he just needed to take care of. He just was very tense.
Okay.
So 45-minute massage.
He just went to get a regular massage.
Regular massage.
All he wanted was a regular massage.
Always. Okay. Yeah. And he would go like once a week or whatever. 45 minutes, he's in, he's out. And then he and I were doing a show, and together, like we were in the middle of this really intense artistic project. He was super stressed out. He had this amazing job, so he was like paying for the whole thing. He was like struggling. He was like, oh God, I'm so stressed. I'm just gonna go get a massage. So he went and he got the 90-minute massage.
Okay.
And he was like, he looked at the menu or whatever, and he was like, give me the 90-minute massage, you guys. And they were like, right this way, sir. The 90-minute massage is not 90 minutes long. It's 46 minutes long.
Okay.
So he had the 45-minute massage. I see. And then he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh my God. What? Oh my God. But he also kind of course, couldn't bring himself to stop them. And then it was like over.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah. And then there was like a hot, wet towel that made it as if nothing ever happened.
Wow.
And then he just sort of like staggered out onto the street.
I don't feel, there's nothing, I don't feel like erotically, I'm not like turned on when I get a massage.
No, I mean, I can't even imagine. Yeah, I can't even, I mean, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. It's just relaxing. It's not like,
right.
It's not erotic at all.
No. So it's more of, yeah.
But I mean, I guess if someone's just fondling your genitals, you're probably going to respond.
Can't help it.
Yeah, kind of can't help it. Well, that extra minute, I guess, was probably worth the money.
Imagine how relaxed he felt after that massage.
Do you think so?
I would imagine. I mean, I'm guessing, of course.
Yeah, that would make me more tense. I'd be like, someone
I don't know and will never see again.
Just happened that I don't understand. Can we do? Okay, so we did Advise Me, Bro. I've got a little bit of a Kids Are More Important, but maybe we just go into Spike Club. I mean, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. In your presence, Jeffrey, I feel wonderful.
Do you feel like this is what we need?
I've been cooped up.
I
have these editing gigs, and I've been editing my ass off.
You've been all alone?
I stand in my office, which is a closet, which you've been in.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Our listeners have been in there with us.
They have.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sound is different in there. And I've been editing. So I love being with a person who I'm not related to or married to.
How do you feel about that? The being in the office all day. Can you focus?
Yep. Except I gave myself a standing desk being like, I'm going to be healthy. And my back is killing me. Although I do go swimming now a lot.
Oh, good for you.
So that the back, it's coming back to life.
I'm not good at, I mean, when I'm left to my own devices, I'm terrible at using my time wisely.
Stand.
Really?
Yep.
Then you're just like, I'm going to do the fucking work because I don't want to be standing anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not bad, actually.
And I don't have a choice. Like, there's no seat in the house that will reach the desk. So I have to stand, and therefore I just have to do the work I'm meant to do on the computer.
Okay. I'll consider it. I'll do a Kids Are More Important.
Bring it.
Maybe it's a little bit of Advise Me, Bro, but we already did an Advise Me, Bro. I don't know. I don't know. I just need to talk about my children.
Oh, kids are more important.
Our hopes and our dreams are losing their steam. They're futile anyhow. Don't you know the kids are more important now?
The kids are going through a weird thing, man, and I gotta tell you, having 2 kids right now is not a joy. It is these kids. So Eli's gotten into the mine stage,
and
which is weird. I thought it would have come earlier.
Going after Hazel.
Go just mine. Everything is mine, you know, and he Hazel will often be playing with something that maybe legitimately is his, but she'll just start playing with it, and then he'll want it because she's playing with it,
right?
And then she has gotten into this thing where she's like withholding it from him because she knows she has power over him.
Yeah,
and it's just like, I mean, the other day, like before they went to school, this was between the hours of 6:30 and 9 a.m. Like, there must have been 20 screaming matches.
Boy. Yeah.
Like screaming, crying, mommy, like just fucking insanity. And then Hazel is pissed that we're giving him all the attention because he's littler, and then he's pissed that she's getting to set the rules of the game, and and it's just like we're constantly navigating these feelings. And it's like with one kid, you know, with Hazel, at least we could navigate it. At least it was one at a time. It wasn't like, you know, it was like she had a thing happening. We could take the time to be with it. That's why, like, a lot of the stuff that we talked about, I think at the beginning of Dad Jeans, about like how to parent. Yeah. Like, that shit is really difficult to navigate when you have 2.
Yes.
Because you're not the only source of influence. Like, you've got them influencing each other.
Oh God,
and them playing off of each other, and you, like, 2 wild cards together is just like unmanageable.
And in any family, this is where it gets me kind of crazy. So, like, I'll take my family first because the math is easier. You get married before you have kids.
Yeah, we did that.
And there are 3 entities.
Okay.
There's you, there's your wife, and there's the marriage.
Yeah.
And the marriage is its own entity that needs, it's its own, like, thing that needs attention or whatever.
Sure.
So then you have a kid. Yeah. And then that triangulates.
Well, and then, you know, what disappears is the marriage.
Well, we got to watch that.
Yeah.
So then, because then when the kid comes along, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entities. Wow. 6 entities.
Because
because there's the kid, his relationship with each of you, that's 3.
Right.
And then the whole family, plus you guys, plus your marriage. So that's 5. Add a second kid. Yeah. And that's like 9 entities or whatever.
It's like it's like the
or when, 10
when
entities.
You have the number like 4 with an exclamation point after it. That's the mathematical symbol for a family.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, exactly.
4 times 3 times 2 times 1 times 2 times whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Over n.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's insane.
Right.
So
yeah, that's right.
The problem is that there's so many plates spinning.
Yes.
And so many entities. Some are invisible, some aren't.
Exhausting.
There's your relationship with each of the 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's 3 invisible entities. And then each of theirs with the 3 of you. So 1, 2 times 4 is 12 plus 13. There are 13 entities total.
Yeah, there you go.
That shit's fucked up.
It's a lot to deal with. And I honestly think that there is something, I mean, I'm sure you're feeling this in your family. You've got more than just the election happening. Like, I feel like there is some universal, we're in some kind of state right now that, like, the universe is creating negative fields of energy around everyone right now, and like I feel like the kids are tapped into that because they're like they're closer to that, right? They're more sensitive.
Oh yeah,
to the what the Native Americans would call the world.
Yep. Yeah. God. What's happening for us?
Yeah, I don't know, but
it's just equilibrium.
What is? Wait, how do you mean equilibrium is thrown off?
Us liberals have enjoyed this intellectual statesman in office for eight years, and what are you supposed to do? Get more of that? No, now it has to be a satanic hick.
Right. Yeah.
nouveau riche fucking child rapist.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's inevitably you got to inhale, you got to exhale, you got to inhale, you got to exhale.
Yeah, but one of them is
putrid,
set to do more than
right, because the country has halitosis,
set to rip apart the entire fabric of the entire civilization.
Oh my god.
No more. We can't. I'm not going back to it.
Resistance.
Anytime we get there.
I interviewed a guy.
Yeah.
When I was doing research for the ill-fated, whatever it was ever going to be, the miniseries about my parents.
Right.
And
was that ill-fated? I thought it was still faded.
Who knows? You never know.
It's out there in the world.
Not really.
Oh.
It's in my hard drive.
Oh.
Maybe it'll be out there someday.
Okay.
Now's the time.
Now's the time.
Now's kind of the time for it. Anyway, I'm not going to say I didn't get up at 5 the other morning and start working on it.
Okay.
But my point is that one of the guys that I interviewed talked about this moment in his life during the Vietnam conflict and about the draft and all this kind of stuff. And he was like, I sat in that jail cell. He'd been arrested at some demonstration or something. Mm-hmm. I sat in that jail cell and I decided I was going to devote the next 2 years of my life to stopping this war with everything I had, including my own body.
See that? Bless that guy.
I know. That's a patriot.
Need. But we need maybe in a way we've done the millennials a favor by completely fucking them over, because now they've all got that.
Yes.
They've got nothing better to do. They got no fucking jobs. They got they're just
they have unpaid
internships. We're going to fucking stop this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're the only ones who can.
Exactly, Jeffrey. They have been waiting for a cause, and the right wing is fucked.
All right. I hope so. I hope so.
I think so.
Let's see it happen. Let's see it turn around faster than anyone could have ever imagined.
Yep.
Let this be the moment of awakening.
I believe it may, in fact,
let this be
so.
The dawning of the age of Aquarius.
And mayhaps had Hillary won.
Yeah.
I mean, she did win. But had she been anointed president by this stupid electoral college, maybe we would have been asleep at the switch too long and some shit would have gone down that we would have missed.
Yeah.
But now we're all getting activated. Yep. And so the idiot can have the stupid office.
Yeah.
And also while he's at it, go fuck himself.
That's right.
And we are going to take his ass down.
All right, let's do it. You and me.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, baby.
Bruh.
I'm looking at this. I'm trying to find my notes I made about fatherly advice.
Okay, bruh. We're going to take him down, bruh.
We're going to take him down, bruh.
I've got a Spike Club.
Shall we go to Spike Club?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Spy Club! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Spy Club! Fuck!
My Spike Club. I don't know if you've encountered this yet. Has Oscar had many friends over, many play dates?
Yeah, sure.
He does that?
Yeah, a little bit.
He'll have a child over and they'll play together.
Yeah.
Is he old enough?
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. My Spike Club, I don't know if this is a parent thing or what, but I hate kids who are overly familiar in other people's houses.
Oh, yeah.
Who are just like walk right in and are like, hey, can I have a snack?
Yeah. I'm sorry, who are you?
Yeah. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that snack.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, really? Like, you don't be fucking shy. Like, I feel like my like, God bless Hazel. I feel like she goes into someone's house and she's like, yeah, you're going to give me a plate full of pickles? Fine. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, just take the thing. Don't like fucking demand anything. Don't have any agency in someone else's house.
Yes.
Like I feel like it's a matter of, I feel like that's probably tells you like how much respect those parents like have taught their child for themselves. Mm-hmm. Or how much or the manners that they instill in them. And like, yeah, we're definitely loosey-goosey parents. Like, I don't think our children say some shit to us like that's I think is probably other people would fucking put the smack down on their kids if definitely had, like, Hazel's definitely told us like that she hates us like on a fairly regular basis.
Oh yeah, we were often informed that we are not liked.
Yeah. And I before I had kids, I was like, I'm not gonna fucking let that happen. Kid tells me I hate you, I'm gonna set him down and give him a stern talking to. I don't know. For some reason I thought it, but now I'm just like, yeah, all right, you hate me. That's fine.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Like, well, you'll get over it, hopefully.
Yeah, well, you got to do the handball against the Draper. Got to choose your battles, baby.
Yeah, there you go. The handball against the Draper.
Well, that's how Adam Carolla described sex on a waterbed.
Okay,
but it has a lot of useful uses.
What's a Draper?
A draper is what's behind you, like meaning like, it's an old fashioned term for like a ceiling to floor curtain.
Okay,
and playing handball against the draper,
right.
the ball just like
smacks
thuds and falls to the ground. And
yeah.
so that's what sex on a waterbed is
all
like.
Right. That's fair.
Which is true.
Okay,
Or so I've read.
I didn't know. Do waterbeds still exist?
Barely.
Okay,
and yeah, enough people have drowned.
Yeah.
At this point. And anyway, but you sometimes, the kid comes at you hard and you just have to just let him thud.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, I'm not going to give you something to bounce off of.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, exactly. But like, yeah, these so at any rate, we're not sticklers with our children, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's how they see you interact with other people. They're polite. They have learned. They have manners. They have learned how to say thank you. They have learned how to say please. They have learned how to, nothing we've ever been like. We didn't teach any of these things with an iron fist. It's just the way that we interact. We're like thank you to them. We say please to them. So they ape that. That's how people live. Yes. And so I wonder when these kids come over and they're like overly familiar, if that's like everyone in their family is just like, give me that thing.
I know, but they're going to do great in this economy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I give them the thing that they asked for.
Yeah,
I fucking would vote them into office.
It's like Malcolm Gladwell talking about like the doctor. Is the doctor an authority figure or someone who serves you as their client? I'm
their client. I'm these kids' client.
Yeah.
And I'm not, Hazel has many lovely friends. I'm not, this is a rare occurrence. But we're doing our first kids only birthday party.
Oh.
Next week.
Wait, the parents leave?
Yep.
Good for you.
The parents are dropping their kids off. It's Hazel's first birthday party that hasn't been a family birthday party. And we're just like, you know what? We're just going to make it kids only. We're not going to allow the parents because then you have to have a party for the parents. I don't want to have a party for parents.
No, fuck that.
I don't want to
have beers and like,
you spend a shitload of money to do that.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So we're just going to have people drop off their kids for a couple hours.
Move, X-Lax.
Yep. And let them fucking battle it out.
Love it.
Let the children
get a little pin the tail on a donkey in 7 minutes in heaven.
Yeah, and make lists of everything you hate about the other girls at the party. That's what little girls
slam
do.
books.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, so you Spike Club?
I've been coming up against the corner store is awesome. The York Valley corner store. I guess we live in York Valley.
There's a store on your corner?
Yeah. Well, diagonally from our house on York. It's like down the street and then down the street.
Oh, sure. Just a little
on our block.
bodega, you
on
mean?
our block. It's a little bodega.
Yeah. Oh, we're dying. We're dying here. We're not drinking tonight.
Adults. Well, I am.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But anyway, Miguel is in there. Miguel speaks barely a word of English. He is the nicest dude on the planet. He's a butcher. He high fives Oscar and is so excited to see him all the time.
Yeah.
And I know enough Spanish to have ever so halting conversations with him.
Okay.
But I come up against a barrier within myself whenever I speak Spanish. I always know more Spanish than I let on and don't dare go for it and just say it. And I come up against this barrier in myself where I get all sheepish and embarrassed.
Yeah.
As if like he should ever be embarrassed about any English he happens to say. If he says anything in English, I'm not factoring that through some filter of like, how dare that buffoon attempt this language. I'm sort of like, oh yeah, it's like a matter of fact.
Right.
But when I'm like, buenos dias,
yes,
I feel all self-conscious, like I'm a buffoon, and how dare I speak that language?
Absolutely. And you should know, you can't say anything unless you know exactly what he's going to say back, and then know exactly how to respond.
Right.
Yeah. No,
when in fact it's a one-way street, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing to myself?
right.
And I'm my Spike Club is towards myself and that whatever barrier I experience, like getting all sheepish. And is it some sort of like thing I should really examine as a human being? You know, like, am I being ignorant somehow?
No, but I think you're being American. Mm-hmm. That's like people who live in Europe, like they are constantly having to engage in a cosmopolitan world.
Right.
And I feel like in America, we all speak English. And that's why 50% of the country is off their fucking rockers, because they're like, there's nothing else out there except what's around me. And
I've got everything I need at the feed store.
Yeah, that's all I want to ever be around me.
Yeah, I got Fox News on the television. I buy my steak from the steak store and my barley from the barley store.
That's
when I go home.
I don't know what you're imagining.
All of Idaho.
They got their feed, their steak, and their barley. They're set. And their Fox News.
That's what they need. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish Glenn Beck hadn't gone south.
Yeah, but you know what the feed store is? It's fucking Walmart. Oh. That's what they got.
Christ.
These guys.
Do you have anything in 7XL?
Okay. Another thing I've been thinking about. Another dimension of this country that Nazi Germany did not have is corporations, corporate America. How is this going to play into our governing?
Well, they're probably pretty psyched right now.
I wonder. I don't know.
Did you see that he announced that for every one new regulation, they have to remove 2 old regulations?
No.
That's one of his planks.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But
whatever that means.
But I don't feel, I feel like there is such a thing as corporate, you know, like the AT&T guy who wrote, or the president of AT&T wrote a thing in support of Black Lives Matter. Like there's corporate morality.
Yeah, when it is good marketing.
I don't know that Black Lives Matter is writing something in support of Black Lives Matter. I can be cynical about that. I don't know that is good marketing necessarily.
Perhaps you're right.
A major phone company.
I really want you to be right.
But I think there's still people. Corporations are composed of people.
Mm-hmm. And according to Mitt Romney, they themselves are people.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. But I don't know. But I just feel like there is a whole dimension about, like, there are factors. I mean, there's Hollywood, there's celebrity, there's TV. Like we're the world center of entertainment. Mm-hmm. You know, like that's factoring in like what movies are being made now, what TV shows are going to be made now. Like, are we? It just seems like censorship or shutting down opposition seems like it would be much more difficult in this country.
I agree completely,
There's
especially with them
sources.
internets.
Yeah.
It'd be really hard to turn this into North Korea.
It seems like it would,
well,
right?
But how hard?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, Turkey is a very modernized country.
And
they're jailing
and that whole thing was a hoax. Did you hear that?
Wait, what was a hoax?
The whole the military coup that was brief.
Yeah.
Was staged.
Wait, what?
So that he could ferret out his enemies within all so everyone who joined the revolution.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, okay. So you are my enemies. You're the ones who didn't like me. And then he jailed them all.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. That was all a complete hoax.
Jesus. I
believe.
I
only get my news from Addicting Info, so I could be wrong.
US Uncut.
US Uncut,
oh,
exactly.
God, these fucking websites.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, so did you have a Spike Club?
That was the sheepishness around
penises.
Speaking Spanish.
It was big penises.
And the big penis is a wee spa. Everyone calm down with the giant hogs.
Come on, put those stick those things back up there.
And they're getting it out of cold water.
Do a little Buffalo Bill.
It's that big in the cold pool?
Oh God, yeah. Are they just like before they go into? Are they getting fluffed? You think before they go into
that's
spa?
the only explanation.
Fatherly advice.
Help me, Daddy. Fatherly advice. Help me, Daddy. Fatherly advice.
I'm gonna have to sit and think about something.
Okay.
You do it.
I got it. You ready?
Yes.
Always put the protein towards the client.
Okay. Help me explain more or explain more to me.
Let's say you are feeding people dinner at a dinner party.
Yeah.
And you are serving steak and barley and feed.
Yeah. Okay. Zoram Schomblad
and rhubarb pie for dessert. And so you have a starch.
Yeah.
So Zoram, you're having the Schomblats over.
Yes.
You when you put the plate that has the food on it and things of that nature.
Yes.
when you put the plate, you've plated the food yourself in the kitchen. People aren't serving themselves at the table.
Yeah.
You are plating the food and then putting it in front of people.
Yeah.
Put the protein towards the client.
Of course.
/ the guest. Put the steak. You would be shocked how few people understand this. And waiters of the world,
that's
for the
main
love
course.
of God,
You put the main course out front.
Put it towards the person sitting at the table. You put the steak towards them. No, people don't know this.
What?
It blows my fucking mind.
Nicholas Weiner is cringing right now.
Oh, Nicholas Weiner is he's
so
like,
angry.
I do.
Yeah, he knows.
I know, you know,
knows what
Nicholas.
to do.
But the rest of us, I mean, the world.
Yeah.
Like, people put it down and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this fucking cauliflower that's between me and that pork chop over there?
Yeah. And then you're gonna like, they put the plate down and you're gonna like look at them and fucking turn it? No. You gotta just live there and just
until they
stick
leave.
Stick your fork over the cauliflower.
Yeah. Then I'm getting cauliflower in my fingernails, which leads to gangrene.
Jesus Christ.
And so
yeah. No, that's fantastic.
And that is also a metaphor for life.
Okay. Put the protein in front of the client.
Put the protein towards the client in life.
If you're
as well.
at Wee Spa, how would one do this at Wee Spa?
Great question, Jeff, and I'm glad you asked. In life, when you're, I don't know,
if you've just gotten out of a cold pool,
you're driving down the road.
Yeah.
You're writing a paper.
Yeah. Any of these things.
Yeah, and you're writing an article.
Right.
Put the fucking protein towards the client. Don't bury the lead.
Okay, there you go. Don't bury the lead.
Yeah.
There you go.
Say what you came to say.
Put it up front.
Invert the pyramid.
Put it up front.
Put it up front.
My
Front load.
Yeah, I guess my fatherly advice would be somewhat similar.
Speaking of Wee Spa.
I don't know if this is positive advice. Yeah, speaking of front load, butt load. I don't know if this is by the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's just say that this Korean spa that Brendan is mentioning, this is not a gay spa. This is
it might be.
There may be. I'm sure there's some maybe shenanigans happening there somewhere. This isn't like going to a bathhouse, like a New York City bathhouse in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
That's not what we're talking about.
No. It's a family affair.
It's just a place where you can go and check out other guys' dicks.
Exactly. And not that a gay spa would not be a family affair, but I just mean like there are children running everywhere, so there isn't like consensual sex between adults going on. Also,
yeah, well,
is all I mean. Is that what you mean?
Not slow consensual sex. Very quick. You got to get it out
very
quickly.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it's not. For some reason, we're making it sound as if like you and I are frequenting like gay bathhouses or something like that. But
and I would if I could find one.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to. I'm sure there's probably a number in LA. So this is my advice. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can succinctly state it, but I think the time for not being honest is past. Just be out there.
Yeah.
Just be out there.
Yep.
State what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on a network news the day after the election. I got started working on a redesign, a rebrand for this news network. And
anyone we might have heard of?
You might have. I won't go into it.
I'm sorry. So there was a
Fox.
news network that was rebranding itself the day after the election. I find that fascinating on a number of levels.
Well, it was happening beforehand, but I got called in. Oh, there you go. You're taking your shoes off now?
I know we're about to end, but my feet swelled
Your dogs
up.
are barking.
Yeah.
And I went in the day after the election, and we're just kind of like doing, okay, this is what we're doing, and then I just go home and I'm just like depressed. I'm like, how am I going to fucking work on news at this time?
Yeah.
Of my life.
Yep.
Of our world. Mm-hmm. And it was just a regular old, client meeting. Like, let's pretend nothing's happening out there. Oof. We just have this job to do and let's get it done. And then I just went home and I thought about it. And the next day I came back and I was like, you know what? This is fucking bullshit. Like, they know what's happening in the world. We know what's happening in the world. If we're talking about the news, we need to be completely honest about what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And like, we need to find a way to like talk about this. And like, and I felt proud of myself that I was out front about it. And I just realized, like, what are we hiding behind? Like, why do we even need to like not be honest about things? I feel like the more you will become more successful if you're the guy who's willing to go in there and be like, yeah, we just had a disastrous fucking election. What does the news even mean anymore?
Yes.
That's what the client wants to hear, because that's reality.
Yep. Double click.
Yeah, we're living in this reality. We're not going to go in and be like, you guys know that you're the only one who have the power to bring us all together. Like,
yeah, right.
No, don't do that shit. Just go in and be like, this is a fucking disaster. Like,
yeah, this is a disaster, and the news is responsible.
Yeah.
So how are we going to redo you guys?
Yes, you tell me. You pitch me, client.
Yeah. Why am I even here? Amidst you riffraff?
They'd be like, sign him up.
Well, I like that guy.
Yeah. Oh, it's Richard Nixon is actually the head of the network. All right. Well, thanks. I started watching, by the way, the that movie, the Best of Rivals, or the
Best of Enemies.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Fascinating to watch more. No, I only watched the first like 20 minutes. I'm very
interesting.
Very intrigued by
the back
situation.
When discourse had an elevated level to it.
Discourse. Ugh.
Not anymore.
I wish. You know what I think we need is some kind of a news network. Let's put it. Let's say 24 hours a day, where people can go on and just scream at each other.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We can watch it, and that's how we'll get all of our information. What do you think about that?
That's pretty good. And whoever yells the loudest is very Spartan.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. And every side is represented, no matter how far removed they are from fact.
Yeah, and but equally so. There's the rational, normal side, and then a complete psycho.
Yes.
But it's two heads side by side, making it seem like it's just two sides to the argument.
Trying to get to that sweet, gooey center where the truth lies.
Where the truth lies. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think we could do something with this.
Could we call it anti-Zenify?
Yeah.
Unzenify? Unzenify your life.
Yeah. D-Zen.
D-Zen. Let's D-Zen. D-Zen, D-Zen nuts.
D-Zen nuts.
D-Zen
nuts.
Where do we go from here, Brendan?
Where do we go? Can we go anywhere?
You gave your fatherly advice. Put the protein
towards the client.
I feel like your fatherly advices often have to do with food.
Oh, I got another one for you.
Okay.
Here's what we can do here. I watched a diagram that was like, this is how to actually parallel park. And I studied it and I was like, oh. And then I just tried it outside your house.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Wait, do tell me.
Okay.
What's the trick?
Here's how you do it. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
You pull up past the space, of course, obviously.
Right.
And you make it so that the back of the car that is going to be the one that's going to be in front of you. So the one you're pulling up next to.
Yes.
The back of the car lines up with the center of your back wheel.
The back of the car lines up with the center of your back wheel. Okay, got it.
Okay, you got it so far? So the back of the car that's
Yes.
going to be in front of you, center of your back wheel. Crank the wheel all the way.
Yes.
And then start moving. And then go rotate so you're like swinging out into the street and backing into the space. Don't touch that wheel until the exact moment when the back of that same car is now lined up to the frontmost corner of your car as it has turned.
Wow.
The moment the frontmost corner of your car is at the exact spot where the back of the car in front of you is, stop, crank the wheel all the way the other way, pull in, and I'll tell you what, Jeffrey, it's just like making love.
Done in one?
Done in one.
Whoa.
Yep.
Wait, so that seems like such a far distance, doesn't it?
I know. Yes.
Like,
and you'll be like, this doesn't make any sense.
You're saying your front right light is going to be...
It is lined
right
up with
next to the back of their
That's
car.
when you crank the other way. Wow. And fucking A, dude. I just like...
Wow.
Like it
I'm all over it.
When just outside your house, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I wish someone just saw that, because I would seem like the most badass son of a bitch of all time.
Wow. How much does it depend on how much distance you have between your car and you're supposed to get you should be fairly close, right? Like a foot distance between
great question.
your car and the car.
I wondered that my damn self.
Yeah.
But I was like a good 2 feet, at least foot and a half.
Yeah.
Probably 2 feet from the car next to me.
Uh-huh.
And it made I was just like zounk right in there.
Wow. I love that.
Without even having to pull forward.
That is good. That is quality fatherly advice.
Thank you.
Let's be done with this.
Let's
I'm
be done.
exhausted. We're both yawning.
Yeah.
We're
dads.
I had no alcohol tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Good job. You had an Izzy.
I had an Izzy.
I'm very proud of you.
Izzy, yeah.
Why the clean program?
Just trying to start afresh.
You go, girl.
I've been down, and alcohol makes me more depressed.
Yeah.
I just want to live clean a little bit. See if I can make it happen. Thank you for your crunching, Brendan. We almost made it through an entire episode. I've been fondling these pretzels next to me this entire episode, just waiting for a moment.
I've had 5 pretzels sitting next to me on the couch for the last 2 goddamn hours, and I can't take it anymore.
Well, that's a good place to end then, I guess.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Zoram Schomblad. Thank you.
Thank you, you hero.
Thank you for giving us hope that there's still some decent fucking Americans out there.
I know. And Your Honor, I'm going to eat these pretzels now.
Yes. All right.
Which I believe are starch.
Yeah, I believe so too. Things of that nature.
Good night.
Have a good night.